Okay, so today we're going to talk about something really important. It's not just about gardening, it's about survival. Seriously, we're going to break down exactly how you can build your own food reserve, starting right now, with just a few super tough plants. And look, this is not about being some master gardener with a perfect green thumb. Nope, this is about taking one simple, but really powerful, step toward being self-sufficient. So let's just dig right in and see how you can build up your own food security, literally one plant at a time.
All right, first things first. Why does any of this even matter right now? Well, let's look at the numbers. According to the World Food Programme's latest report, this year, get this, 318 million people are going to face an acute food crisis. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. That is a staggering amount of people. It's double what it was right before the pandemic. And for the first time in this century, we're actually seeing extreme famine hit two different parts of the world at the same time. So yeah, this is not some far-off problem anymore.
And this quote, "A country that cannot feed itself has very few choices." Man, that is a serious wake-up call. It was said at Davos, and it tells you everything you need to know. The whole global food system, it's changing, and fast. The game is shifting. Countries are starting to look out for number one. They're prioritizing protecting themselves instead of sharing. And global food aid is actually being cut. What that means is the safety net we all kind of took for granted, well, it's getting smaller and smaller.
Okay, so if we can't really rely on the big global system anymore, what do we do? Where does that leave you and me? Well, the answer is actually a lot closer than you might think. It's right here, in our own hands. Honestly, the most direct, most powerful way to start building your own food reserves is just by planting something. And no, you do not need a giant farm, your own backyard, or shoot, even just a balcony. That can literally become your lifesaver.
So let's meet our team, our candidates. And listen, we're not talking about those finicky little garden plants you have to baby all the time. No way. We're talking about what I like to call the toughest food soldiers out there. These are plants that have been proven throughout history, they're incredibly tough, and they are ready to act as your own living food savings account for years to come.
First up on the list, cassava. You might know it as singkong. Look, if there's a secret weapon for a food crisis, this is it. Cassava has this one incredible strategic advantage that almost no other plant has. You can store it alive right in the ground. Think about that. No electricity needed, no preservatives, no worrying about it going bad.
Just really think about what that means in a real crisis scenario. Your pantry might be stocked, sure, but what happens when the power goes out? All that food has an expiration date, right? But cassava, it can just hang out in the ground for a year and a half, just waiting for you. It's like the ultimate food safe. It grows in terrible soil where other plants would just give up. And it's so low maintenance, people actually call it a thug plant. And the best part? It is packed with calories. We're talking almost double the energy of rice. This stuff will keep you going when you need it most.
Okay, so cassava is great for the long game. But what if you need food like fast? What if a crisis hits and you need a quick return on your effort? Well, that's where the sweet potato comes in. For this, speed is everything. I want you to think of this plant as your personal food ATM. It's ready to be cashed in whenever you need it, and believe me, it starts paying out really fast.
You can be harvesting sweet potatoes in just 3 or 4 months, but here's the real secret weapon. The benefits don't stop with the potato itself. The young leaves, they're totally edible, and they are loaded with vitamins A and C. Now this is a total game changer, because fresh greens are usually the very first thing to vanish in an emergency. On top of that, every single time you take a cutting and just stick it back in the ground, boom, a new plant grows. It's literally the plant that just keeps on giving. Okay, we've got long-term in-ground storage, we've got speed. But what about storage after you've harvested something? This is where the pumpkin comes in, and it is an absolute champion. Its main advantage is something very few other plants have, a ridiculously long shelf life with zero modern tech needed. It's basically its own natural logistics system for your food supply. If you keep it in a cool, dry place, a pumpkin can last you 3 to 6 months, sometimes even longer. But it is so much more than just the big orange fruit. The seeds inside, they're a superfood loaded with protein and zinc. And the young leaves, you can cook them up just like spinach. And since it's a vine, it's perfect for small spaces. You can grow it along a fence, up a wall. You're getting 3 different food sources from one single easy-to-grow plant. I mean, talk about efficient, right?
All right, so far we've covered our ground-level soldiers. Now let's move on to a true game changer. This next plant is so nutritionally powerful, it's earned some really impressive nicknames. We're talking about a living, breathing multivitamin that can grow pretty much anywhere. Let me introduce you to moringa. You might know it as calor. The World Health Organization themselves nicknamed this the miracle tree, and they didn't do that for nothing. It's also called the living pharmacy, and for a very good reason. If you could only plant one single thing for pure nutritional firepower, this would be the one.
Okay, just get ready for this, because the nutritional power packed into this one tree is mind-blowing. 7 times more vitamin C than oranges? Are you kidding me? 4 times more calcium than milk? Just imagine, in a crisis where you can't get all different kinds of fruits and veggies, one moringa tree in your yard can fill almost all of those nutritional gaps. And this thing is practically indestructible. It's drought-resistant, pest-resistant, and you can start harvesting the leaves just 3 months after planting it.
Okay, so we've met the team, we've met our food soldiers. Now for the practical part. Let's figure out which one of these is the right choice for you. Specifically, what do you need? Do you need food as fast as possible? Are you planning for the long haul, for long-term storage, or is getting the most nutrition your absolute top priority? Let's break it all down.
This table pretty much lays it all out. It makes it super simple. If you're starting from scratch and you need food on your plate fast, you can see right there, sweet potato is your go-to. If you're after that non-stop nutritional powerhouse, moringa is the obvious answer. Need a harvest that's going to last you all winter without needing a freezer? Pumpkin is the clear winner there. And if you have a bit more time and you want to build that long-term buried treasure of food, cassava is your ultimate food vault. So the question is, what's your biggest priority?
Look, knowing all this stuff is one thing, but taking action, that's what really matters. The entire point of what we're talking about today is to show you that getting prepared is not some big, complicated thing. Your mission, it can start, and it really should start the second this is over. So here are the super simple, immediate steps you can take.
First, don't get overwhelmed. Just pick one. That's it. Just one to start with. And you don't even need a yard. A big pot, an old bucket you have lying around, even a sturdy sack will work perfectly for any of these. Get a seedling or a cutting, stick it in some dirt, give it a little water to get it started, and then just let its natural toughness take over. You can literally start this whole process for almost zero cost just using recycled stuff you already have at home. You are going to be shocked at how easy this actually is.
You know, when you really look at what's happening around the world and you see how unreliable the old systems are becoming, you realize this isn't about panicking. It's about being practical. It's about preparing. And that leads us to a really simple, but a very, very important question we all have to ask ourselves.
At the end of the day, true security isn't about how much money you have or how strong you are. It's about foresight. It's about being ready. By planting just one single seed today, you are taking a real, tangible step toward becoming more prepared, more resilient, no matter what the future throws at us. Let other people panic buy at the store. You can be busy harvesting from your own backyard.